Captain Ibrahim Traoré is the one and only president in Africa. You should know him. If you don't know him, you, my friend, has been sleeping under a rock. And especially if you're African, if you're black, if you're African descent, if you're in the diaspora, you've been sleeping under a rock. If you racist, a white racist person, and you don't know Captain Ibrahim Traoré, you've also been sleeping under a rock. If you decent folk, if you take time to know these things, to follow things about Africa, but you still don't know, we'll give you a pass. But today, hopefully, you'll stick around and you'll get to know more about Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the leader of Africa, the one and only president. Yes, he hails out of Burkina Faso, from Ouagadougou, from West Africa, if you don't know. But he is loved. He's loved. He's doing great things to make sure that Africa, or the African peoples, see the tactics of the West, of imperialism, and that they change their approach towards everything. Because we want to be self-reliant as Africans. We want dignity. We don't want to go on in this world where neo-colonialism rules our lives. So, yes, that is Captain Ibrahim Traoré. And because he's so defiant to the system, because he says no to the system of imperialism, he has a lot of enemies. And some of the enemies that are sent his way are people who look like him. People with this skin.
Yes, that is true. Ibrahim Traore is doing what most African leaders are too afraid to do, to say no to foreign control. Because while others act, or other puppets in Africa, they act like CEOs to the Western interests, Traore is acting like a leader for his people.
You know, for you to say that some African leaders or some African puppets or heads of states are too afraid to do what Ibrahim Traoré is doing is almost like saying they want to do it, but they're afraid to do it.
Like their mind is taken.
Like they want to do it, but they're afraid to do it. Meaning as if they have a vision, they have a goal, they detest the current situation. I disagree with that. These freaking puppets don't want to do it. They are corrupt to the core. Okay. They love the way some African leaders love the fact that neo-colonialism exists. It gives them a freaking pass to continue on with their freaking corruption. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you on that point.
They love the way the system is now.
Yes. They love to be controlled by the West because it's influencing their pockets to the best of their ability.
Not necessarily they love to be controlled. They want to be able to steal however they steal. They want to be able to be free and do what they want to do. African puppets we're talking about, a Paul Biya, for example. It's not like they want to be controlled. They like the fact that these imperialistic countries always come out here and want to meddle in the affairs of African countries. They love the fact that their funding forefathers signed those colonial pacts.
So basically, like the African puppets, they just like to sit in the seats and have Your Excellency title, but they're not doing anything for the people.
They are corrupt to the core. They're not out here wanting to achieve what Captain Ibrahim Traoré wants to achieve. They are completely satisfied with how the system is. They love the fact that these imperialistic countries have a system in place where sometimes they send them aid. Send them aid. These African countries, some of them, their currency is so low. So low. All those francs, especially that franc, is so freaking low. So when they send you aid in dollars or in freaking euros, you puppet, you head of state, you're so happy because first of all, you're corrupt to the core and you'll live like a king.
Yes.
In that country. They love the fact, they love that. They don't have the integrity of a Captain Ibrahim Traore. They're not out here to try to fulfill. No puppet here in Africa is out here wanting to accomplish great things for his or her country. Ooh, I have to say or her country.
Yes, because there are female heads of states. Namibia
And
Tanzania.
yeah, okay. No problemo. We like it. We like it. I like it. I like the fact that, hey, shut up, Jonathan or Jonah.
What, it's sad that there are female presidents? I hope you're not saying that.
First of all, he says 100, 100, 100 as if he agreed. He agreed with everything I was saying. And then suddenly when we mentioned women, he said sad. Hawaii is the same way. First of all, let me ask you a question before I get tempted to go in on you, my brother. Do you like the fact that Namibia and Tanzania have women as leaders? Please answer that question. I'll reserve the temptation. I liked. I liked. What? I fought, then smell it. What?
I don't read those
Shut
ones.
up. Shut up. If you, what's his name? Wild Thornberry. If you make another stupid comment, you're blocked straight away. Straight away, I'll block you. You must be lost. You don't know where you're at. Aline, please tell this guy. He doesn't know that he's at the rules. This is the rules stream. I will block you straight away and you'll never, ever, ever find another authentic account like this. You can gloat now and come up with some stupid shit, but you're not going to like it. Okay, anyway, I think he's clarified his point.
Okay.
The corruption is sad.
Yes.
Jonah, yes, you're right, my brother. The corruption is sad. The corruption is sad. Equatorial Guinea has a head of state, the Obiangs, who's been in power for 46 years.
Yes.
Is the current longest serving head of state
In Africa.
of any country in the world.
Oh my
There's not a place in the
Lord.
world, man.
And he even looks like he's just tired. Sometimes when I look at his face, also he looks worse than Paul Biya because he's just tired.
Those are grandpas that belong in old age homes. Hello, Grey Wolf. How you doing? Hello, Cedric Jones. How you doing? Hello, everybody that's here. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm so sorry. We're so passionate about what we do. Sometimes we forget to welcome people in. So please, to everybody that's here, we appreciate you so much. Thank you for taking the time to conversate with us. You must love Pan-Africanism. You people are not racist. You people are decent humans. We are not racist, and we love the fact that we're free. We love the
Free
fact
from
that,
our mind is free to accept humans however.
like we said before, racist people live in bondage, spiritual bondage also. We love the fact that we are free. We don't have such a weight on us, such an outlook on life.
Yes.
We see the human in you, and we appreciate you, black or white, or even Chinese. We don't discriminate based on color or gender.
Not at all. Yes, Grey Wolf, we all bleed red.
If you swing the other way too as a man, no problemo here. The rules will never judge you on that. You understand what I'm saying? If you're a dyke, no problemo. You are welcome. You are a human being. We are not here to judge. Our only mission is to be out here and to call out these puppets, Jonah, that are so corrupt to the core, that are failing these African people. Millions of Africans are suffering. Millions of Africans are living with atrocities in war-torn countries. It needs to stop. It needs to stop.
Yes, for sure.
So when we have Captain Ibrahim Traore, the leader of Burkina Faso, he's 37 years old. He has a military background. Burkina Faso, there was a coup day in 2022. If you don't know, a little bit of background for those that don't know, there was a coup day in 2022 of September. Then
Yes.
Captain Ibrahim Traore was appointed as the leader, the supreme leader of Burkina Faso. Ibrahim Traore kicked out Croissant, the French.
Croissant. If you don't know who Croissant, it is Emmanuel Macron, the one who just got slapped on the plane.
France has been taking advantage of these African countries for a long time. For a long time.
Yes.
And they are still, as we speak, doing their utmost best to try to destabilize the Sahel. The thing is this. They can come out here with that particular Michael Langley. Who's Michael Langley, please tell these people?
General Michael Langley is the commander of AFRICOM, the United States Command. That means he is the top U.S. military boss overseeing America's military involvement across the African continent.
That one.
That one.
The designated house Negro chosen to come out here and push wrong narratives. Langley is in Kenya. Now, I don't know if he's still in Kenya, but it's not his first time in Africa.
Obviously, yes.
They organized a conference over there for all the chiefs of the different armies. What the hell is that kind of conference anyway?
It's where
I don't like it, huh?
It's just where they tell them how you need to act.
That's
this is
bullshit.
what the U.S. military wants you African military to do.
First of all, let's talk about the fact that they're even hosting that freaking conference. It's bullshit. It's bullshit that a U.S. general with 4 stars, yes, we don't care, comes out here and is black, strategically chosen, picked to be the black one, to come out here and even have these conferences where the chief commanders, generals of the different armies of the different countries,
African countries,
to come there. Who's talking there? Him.
Yes, the U.S.
Shut up, man. And these puppets, they will still come out here and want to sometimes insult the U.S. when they allow themselves to be used like that.
Yes, take a stand, man, because as he said in one of the interviews that he had in Kenya, Burkina Faso was invited. But did Burkina Faso go?
Burkina Faso is not a puppet country. Burkina Faso is not an African puppet country with puppet leaders. Burkina Faso is one of those countries that has self-respect. Let's start there. Most African freaking countries, take it from an African guy from the Democratic Republic of Congo, most African countries don't respect themselves. The people that are running these countries, the supposed leaders, these puppets, in my opinion, they don't respect themselves. We have nothing wrong with the people, with the African people who don't make decisions. We have nothing wrong with you. We have an issue with these puppets that are out here begging for aid. These puppets actually even get mad when the US or any other country comes out here and says, we'll take your aid away. These puppets have no respect, will get on TV and complain.
Yeah, why are you taking the aid? This is for the people. This is for my country. How are they supposed to get their medicine? My goodness.
You know, South Africa is one of the countries where that virus, that HIV virus, is big.
It's very ripe.
Yes.
Yes.
And some of the aid that they send over there is to help with that.
Yeah, the doses. They actually get the doses from the US.
Yes, to help curb. I don't know the medical procedures of how they do it or what they do with that money or what exactly they send over there, but I just know that aid is sent there to help curb or whatever, that particular disease.
Yes.
And aid was taken also from them.
Abruptly.
We don't care. Yes, we know it's Trump, but fine. That's another ball game. That's another conversation to have. But the point here is, if you, South Africa, you know that you've been dealing with this for a long time. I think there was a statistic. I'm not going to mention the name of the university, but there's a specific university where they were saying 1 in every 4 students is HIV positive. That's very high, huh?
I remember that statistic, yes.
1 in every student is HIV positive. Ooh. So anyway, if you, South Africa, you know that you have that kind of dilemma or epidemic, a crazy situation like that, you should have been, because that statistic, I think it was there even since the freaking 90s. We're talking
It was
almost,
probably even worse in the 90s.
we're talking almost 20-something or 30 years ago, that statistic was there. It's when I was a kid. When I was still studying as a kid. I'm 43 years old now. Don't worry, I'm still young at heart. I have a sense of humor. I'm 12 now. But, you know, back then, South Africa, you should have done things, you should have put measures in place to sort yourself out.
The only measure that I remember what they did, there was like 2 or 3 years that it was just consistently just advertising the protection too much.
Yes.
There was a lot of campaigns on protection for 2 or 3 years straight. And then after that, you didn't really hear that much. Like it just sort of died down.
Exactly. Let me answer this. Abayomi, or anybody else also here, please become a member and join our Discord. Because Abayomi is saying something about we should hang out and we should conversate or discuss things on Discord.
Yes.
You have to become a member so that we can have that, so you can get that exclusive perk, you know? We'll communicate. Anybody here, if you want to talk personally or communicate directly, let's do it. Become a member, join our Discord. We'll open up that direct communication. I can learn from you. I'm not a professor only, as to say, you know? So, but we can treat each other as friends.
Yes, exactly.
So become a member and join the Discord, and that will be. So these puppets, they get mad when aid is taken away left, right, and center. The reason why I say that is also because of the fact that I say they don't respect one another. But yes, let's go back to West Africa. Ibrahim Traore is 37 years old. He's the youngest president in Africa, the youngest head of state. He's out here kicking out the West, kicking out France, kicking out the US, dealing with the jihadist group and ISIS and the terrorists. Burkina Faso has become the epicenter.
Yeah, the epicenter of terrorist attacks.
Of terrorism in the
What?
world. In the world. It's no longer the Middle East. Forget those days of Iraq. Forget those days of ISIS, of Syria, Aleppo. Remember 2024? Yeah. Oh, the kids of Aleppo, this mess. Forget all of those days.
It is now apparently Burkina Faso.
It's you know, but we're still talking Al Qaeda here. We're still talking ISIS here. So it's still them who have relocated. They've relocated themselves towards the motherland. Come on,
people.
You know,
there's General Langley.
Not necessarily General Langley. What do you mean, this General Langley? That's a fact that these people have come there. Yes, it's the Sahel. It's true. The terrorist activity is big there.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, come on, in terms of like, what does Africa need this also? It used to be the Middle East.
Yes.
The Afghanistans. You know, the Iraqs, the Syria, all of those. But now it's in the Sahel. South Africa, Africa is already poor. There's already no infrastructure.
Yes,
it's almost like the perfect ground for all those terrorists to go there.
Yeah.
We have the Boko Harams now. We have the Al Qaeda. We have jihadists. We have extremist people, especially even in that freaking Mozambique, in the north of Mozambique.
There's always been a consistent
Islamist extremist there. Militia.
Yes.
They're out there also trying to claim land, stealing natural resources. What happens in the Sahel, especially in Burkina Faso, is these terrorist groups, they come out here and they just want to continue to steal natural resources and take control of towns and recruit these Fulani boys, recruit these African boys to join the militia groups.
Because they take the weak-minded people, the people that they can see they have no real direction, and they say, you come.
Most of Africa has weak-minded. I don't want to say weak-minded, sorry. That's a wrong term perhaps. Most of Africa has desperate humans. They don't have any money. You go to East Democratic Republic of Congo, most of all those Congolese will willingly join M23. M23 will come out here. We'll give you $50 a month. $50, please. We'll give you $20, huh?
Yeah.
Join this gang. We'll give you a uniform. We'll give you a JUN.
Yes.
You give me a JUN?
Because then they will feel like they belong to something. There's something that they are fighting for, something that they strive for.
That JUN is currency
Yeah.
in most of these
Power.
African countries. Yes. With that JUN, that boy can go to the shop and shop. He can bring home some milk and some bread.
For very cheap.
For nothing.
Yes.
For
That's what I'm
nothing.
saying, for very cheap.
Not for nothing. For very cheap, it's almost like there's a price to it. There's no price. There's a gun right there. I say, give me bread. My friend, some of them do it with machetes already. They don't even need a JUN. They just come there. Especially those girls too. Those girls. Why do you think the statistics in East Democratic Republic of Congo are 50 women experiencing, I don't even want to say it, 50 women experiencing that per hour.
Per hour.
In those Kivu.
And what was the statistic for January up until end of April? It was, I think it was already 10,000 of those of Congolese women that have reported that.
That went through that.
That went through that, and 40% of that has been children.
Yeah, underaged women. So 10,000 women since January up until end of April.
End of April.
Already experienced that.
Sheesh.
But
too much,
DRC
man.
Congo has a president. You see why the rules doesn't have respect for any of these freaking puppets. That's why I chose to come to these platforms with all realness and authenticity. I can only do this. I can only do what I'm doing here. Because anything else is faking it. Remember when I said we need to talk about these issues, and I was first at the beginning, let me share with you guys. At the beginning, I was like, okay, how are we going to approach this? Will it be a sit down? Will it be in the studio? Will it be here? Will it be there? And then I just said no. If I have to start worrying about how to do the podcast, it's going to be taking too much of my time. I want to talk about real stuff here.
Yes.
So therefore, the makeup, the fabric of this podcast should also be completely raw. Because we're talking about raw stuff here. It should be raw, real, and completely authentic. You understand what I'm saying?
Because it's at the point where we need people to make the change now. There's a drastic thing, a drastic change that needs to happen. So we need to stand up and be completely real with it.
It's about the message. It's about awakening the youth. So if I have time to sit in the studio, I will. If I don't have time, I don't give a crap. I'll stand right up here and I'll just put this thing on and talk. It'll land somewhere. Hopefully it'll land somewhere. Maybe someone will hear it and it'll land somewhere. If you worry too much about the exterior and the setup and all this stuff, it's like you're giving too much of a crap on things that actually don't freaking matter here. We're talking about 50 women that are experiencing, I have to say it now, sexual violence per hour. You understand what I'm saying? We just hope that these platforms also understand that we're talking about serious issues here. We already marked this stream as not for kids. This is for grown folks who are not as sensitive as some people. That's why it's uncensored.
Yes, uncensored, to the point, unapologetic, robust conversations and about the activities that are happening within Africa and around the world.
Because we have to be the voice for the voiceless.
Yes.
The Sahel region of Africa, encompassing countries like Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, has become a hot spot for terrorism activities, political instability, and shifting international alliance. Burkina Faso, in particular, has faced escalating threats from jihadist groups, leading to significant security and humanitarian challenges. Humanitarian challenges, that's what we're talking about here.
Yes.
We were in East Congo, but we are in Burkina Faso, another country in Africa. Oh my God. The rise of Captain Ibrahim Traore to power and his subsequent policies have further complicated the nation's relationship with Western allies. notably the United States. Of course, the United States and France have had their base in the Sahel for years, but terrorism activities were still there.
Yes.
So why is this bloody Langley trying to lie to us to tell us that the end goal of AFRICOM is to make sure that we put institutions in place to help these countries to be in a better position to be able to do things for themselves.
Yes,
We
yes.
share common values. We have a common goal. The rise of terrorist activities in the Sahel is also a threat to American homeland. So, but we share a common value. We respect their sovereignty. Respect the sovereignty of Burkina Faso. But we have to work together. They asked him, because this particular Michael Langley was in Kenya, right?
He's in Kenya over the past few days, yeah.
And he had that interview with Citizen TV.
Yes, and he was mentioning a lot of things, saying that they need to be able to back Burkina Faso and their sovereignties. In order to do that, they need to work together in a partnership.
But Burkina Faso, with the leadership of Captain Ibrahim Traoré, doesn't want to work with the United States or France.
Yes.
They don't want to work with them. In fact, they want to work with Russia.
And that is what the US does not want. They don't want the Burkina Faso or any African country to be militarized. They don't want that.
They don't want Africa as a whole, in the words chosen by that Michael Langley, Africa cannot be militarized. Shut your trap. It's not up to you to decide. I hate the fact that the way the system is, the US just likes to come out here and call all the freaking shots. I hate that, huh?
Yeah.
As an African guy, I hate the fact that it's the world we live in. These people have so much freaking power. A lot of the chaos that is happening in this world is because of that country. While you know, there's even free speech is under threat over there. Let's go there for a second.
The free speech.
Let's go to the US for a second, okay?
Because they're doing their own crap over there.
Let's tie it in a little bit, because we're talking about the West here, because it says here, Captain Ibrahim Traoré rose to power, and subsequently policies have further complicated the nation's relationship with Western allies, notably the United States. In that United States,
Yes.
that Marco Rubio,
Yeah. Marco Rubio, yes.
that one is annoying, huh? He's an arrogant little one, huh?
His face actually annoys me now when he's speaking in the Senate. How aggravating he is.
He's an arrogant little one. That same Senate that confirmed him. You see, somebody confirmed him, right? You remember during the confirmation of these people, that one particular guy who was questioning him in relation to all those white South Africans that were taken into America. Those white Boers, those white Afrikaners who claim to be a refugee, but they live a privileged life in South Africa.
Yes.
When they were questioning him about that. And that guy said, I regret giving you my vote for the confirmation. And that Marco Rubio quickly said, well, I couldn't care less. You see that ungrateful spirit? It's ungrateful, huh? You don't respond like that.
You must just slap him right there.
That's the same Marco Rubio who came out here and said, we are looking for third world countries where we can send some of the worst despicable human beings. We are actively looking at Western countries and we want to ask them as a favor to the US if they can take in some of the worst kind. Why do you have to put it that way?
You're the worst kind, and we're sending specifically third world African countries. Take them.
Yes, we want them, we're looking, and we want them to do it as a favor. For what? As a favor to the US if they can take despicable humans. Yeah. We want them far away from America.
Take them. We don't want them in this place.
And this Rwanda, Uday Paul Kagame stands up here.
First in line.
They come here. Rwanda has always had the tendencies of wanting to take in anything for money, wanting to do anything for money. It's the reason why that freaking war, that freaking conflict in East Congo between the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda has been there for 30 years, where 15 million Congolese have lost their lives, have had their lives taken away. They didn't lose their lives. They took their lives away. The
Yes.
system took their lives away. The greediness, the selfishness and greed of some of these freaking puppets took their lives away.
Yes.
That Rwanda has always had the tendency to volunteer.
Their little Kigali for any country that wants to get rid of people who needs help, just to take off the load off of their country economy.
In 1994, when that G-side began
Yes.
in Kigali, between the Hutus and the Tutsis, some of those Hutus seeked a better life, refuge. And so they migrated, over 1 million of them, into East Democratic Republic of Congo because of chaos, because these Hutus and these Tutsis and the Twas couldn't see eye to eye. So, as Congo, we had to take them in, those supposed extremist Hutus, who they
Being
call
good neighbors.
FDLR. They call them FDLR. We took them in.
Yeah.
Today, the way these freaking Rwandese repay us, the Congolese, is by accusing us of working with their own extremist Hutus to overthrow the government in Kigali. They use that as an excuse to continue to use this supposed RDF, the M23 rebel group that they are backing, to continue to go into Congo and loot.
And continuously claim that they are not supporting this M23 rebel group.
You know that Rwanda, when Rwanda speaks, wake me up, please, when they finish.
Because what they are saying is just a lie.
I don't need to hear anything that freaking Rwanda says. What do I have to hear what Rwanda says, man? Rwanda is out here to lie. The reason why this peace deal between the DRC and Congo, where supposedly America will come out here and establish a minerals deal with Congo, the reason why this talk is taking long, the reason why it's taking long
Yeah, why?
is because Rwanda is playing funny games.
Of course. That international foreign minister, he has the same sneaky, what is that animal called?
A hyena.
Hyenas look on their face when they're talking on the cameras.
That foreign minister of affairs of Kigali,
Yes.
that Olivier, that's a small pawn. That's nothing. They just tell him, go there and say and speak, be like this and say that and say that. That he doesn't think for himself. Those ones are nothing. Anyway, it's a proven point. It's a proven fact that Rwanda has been the gateway to blood minerals into Congo for a long time.
For years.
For decades. Besides even that, you guys all know that Rwanda played a part to install Laurent Kabila. Laurent Kabila was the father of Joseph Kabila, right?
Hey, yes.
Joseph Kabila, who was the previous president to Felix Tshisekedi. And Joseph Kabila was the head of state of the DRC for 18 years. That puppet was installed there by Rwanda. Laurent was installed there by Rwanda, but Laurent, the father of Joseph, did not stick to the agreement, to the plan that he had with Paul Kagame and the Rwandese people to install more Tutsis in the Congolese government. That plan failed when Laurent Kabila got in power. And so he was taken out. He was taken out. Facts, truth, nothing new said here. And then the son did not even belong to any party.
No.
He did not. He wasn't part of any political party.
The father just put him in the army and said, yeah, do something there. Take a high position.
He just walked in there.
Yes.
Bam. As the head of state of Congo. Don't worry, my people, we're still coming back to the Captain. Welcome to our podcast. We're all over the place. We're passionate like that. We follow the spirit. Yes, so It's a proven fact that this freaking Rwanda has always meddled in the affairs of Congo. And now, as we speak, Laurent Kabila, who was the former head of state of Zaire, or rather Congo, DRC, has had his privilege of immunity taken away from him.
Yes.
By the current Congolese Tshisekedi administration, because they want to lock him up.
They want to persecute him for what he has done.
For treason.
Yes.
For working with a foreign government, in this particular case, that Rwanda. They've taken his immunity away. But the puppet is still playing hard to get.
Yeah.
He's back in Congo now.
He's in Goma.
And he's chilling with the Rwandan-backed rebel group, M23.
And he's chilling with religious leaders.
Yes.
In Goma.
That's the thing I'm telling you about that DRC. Corruption in the Democratic Republic of Congo is through the roof.
Yeah.
Every single freaking puppet, every single department of my country. So people, listen, please. If for some reason, I mention your country, if for some reason you are Rwandese, and you've just heard how I spoke about Rwanda, please, it's a personal vendetta against any country. It's only the truth that we have committed ourselves to.
Yes.
Because even my own Democratic Republic of Congo, listen to how I speak about them. Listen to how I'm calling them out too. Corruption in Congo is in the fabric of everybody's veins. In the fabric.
It's in the water.
It's inside. Those ones that are being born also now, they're already corrupt. That baby is corrupt right there. You know why that baby is corrupt?
Why?
Because that baby was given birth by somebody who's corrupt. The father of this baby is corrupt. How do you expect this baby not to be corrupt? Until the father changes his mindset, and those are clean sperms. Clean sperms going into a clean, what? Uterus?
Egg, yeah.
Yes, egg. Then we have hope. We need to clean the umbilical cord of every single Congolese citizen out first. We need to clean that out. We need to drain the swamp of the Congolese government, because the way these people are so freaking corrupt. I'm telling you, man.
That was deep.
Look, those people will stand up here and fight and argue with you for your stuff. For your stuff. Look at this Joseph Kabila. What would possess a former head of state like Joseph Kabila, who's been in power for 18 years and he did nothing from Congo? What would possess him to want to come back and say, no, this chaos or this crisis in Congo requires the expertise of everyone. This is why we are also here. He wants to get back in power.
Yeah.
Joseph Kabila wants to be the president of Congo again. He's not doing this because he's bored. That guy has a lot of money.
Yes, a lot of money. But even like, I don't know, the stupidity also of this Kabila. He goes to Goma and then he goes to these religious leaders who's corrupt to the core, unfortunately.
Those religious leaders,
yes,
they take money from Rwanda. Those religious groups, those Catholic churches there, they take money from Rwanda. And they are able to fly here and there and all that kind of thing. They take money. Now, you guys saw when there were, the inauguration of the new Pope. There was a Congolese Pope there.
The way I was hoping for that Congolese guy to come out there, say this is him.
Do you think those things are completely like
non-political?
No influence.
Of course.
It was just the way that it happened, and nothing in this freaking world works according to a system that works with the collective, like anonymously.
Yeah.
And we don't know how it'll play out, and we're all living it up to this beautiful system, this organization.
That's been going on for centuries.
For centuries, and this is how nothing. especially important things. What would possess any human to come out here and leave such important matters up to fate, up to what the people think? There's influence on every level of everything that's important, of any position. There's major influence.
Yes.
Yes, because we're dealing with corrupt humans. You must always listen to a lot of these candidates during campaigns. Let's go to the US.
They can sell the world to you for so cheap.
Don't worry about what they promise to do. Don't think about that. Focus on how they are accusing the adversary. You understand?
Yeah.
Think of what Trump is saying about Hillary, and think about what Hillary is saying about Trump. You understand? That way. That's when you'll know that, that's how you people do.
Yes.
You understand? Because when one really wants to win, one comes out and says the true wrongs of that one. Don't listen to, I will give you jobs, I will do this, I will do that. No. Listen to how bad they're talking about that particular person.
Yes.
Do you understand, huh?
Yes, I get you.
Yes. And so that particular person has his wrongs. And this particular person also has their wrong.
Yeah.
So, at Trump's inauguration, all those tech giants, those Elon Musks,
They were standing there.
and all those people, those are the boys. Those are the boys.
Those are the decision makers.
They come there. Now, this is a different administration with a stroke of a pen. Some shit can happen and all this stuff. They all sort of like need each other. But there's some freaking places where they call the shots. They call the shots. Classified information is classified for who?
For them to have a look at and just talk
Which
about.
them? Which them? The same Trump who came in here now? Even this Trump, if he lives with classified documents, he gets, it's classified for who? For who? Even that place that they had there somewhere, I think they said they're going to open the archives or some shit like that. It hasn't been open in centuries and all that. Anyway, let's not go too deep in that. America is also got its own freaking thing. We don't need to go into that. But back to this freaking Africa. All the way back to Africost. Yes, let's go to Africost for a second. You see, my tongue went to Africost. That Africost is also just like a Rwanda to a certain extent.
Just like a little happy-go-lucky.
Doing things that aren't moving, that's not moving Africa forward. Rwanda wants self-praise. Rwanda wants the rest of the world to come out here, including certain African countries, to come out here and say, you are the best. You are doing it. You're the most developed country in Africa. You guys can manage. You guys can do. Even when Paul Kagame stands up on any freaking pulpit, just listen. He'll speak down on all other leaders. I don't understand. Why can't you? But this guy is a thief.
That's what I don't get about that guy. He has so much to say about how other people is running their countries. He claims not to want to mention or be involved in other people's countries, but he just doesn't see how they are making it so wrong. Why can't they just work together?
Rwanda will do anything for money. It will do anything to build itself. Uncensored, huh? Okay. Even that freaking G-side of 1994. Is that Paul Kagame is one of the architects of that freaking G-side. If nobody shot down the freaking plane of their previous leader, that G-side wouldn't have happened.
There would be nothing for Paul Kagame to be remembering for every year.
Even that G-side, that Kwibuke 31, like they had it in remembrance of the G-side. Not a lot of people went to attend that thing this year, huh?
Yeah, because
heads of states of different countries, although they were invited,
yes,
they didn't go there.
That's why he was so angry in that speech, man.
When he's telling everybody, just go to hell. What? Go to hell. What? You know, everybody thought, look here, this particular Rwanda now, nobody's feeling them. We always knew that they'll come onto him.
The day would come that the people
We don't
will
want to be
see
associated.
what Rwanda and Kagame is doing to the world. What? No, not to the world. What they are doing to Congo and its people.
And to Rwandese. There's a lot of Rwandese out here who are always being silenced for speaking. Don't talk. If you love your life, don't talk.
Yeah, man, they are being monitored, man. Goodness gracious.
Anywho, so Congo, extremely corrupt to the core. We have to continue to watch them. Even this particular Felix Tshisekedi, the current president of Congo, he did nothing in his first administration. It's only because of this freaking invasion by M23 that Felix Tshisekedi came out here to try to act as if he cares about Congo, to finally want to strike a deal with some people for security purposes.
But even that, he acted very, very slow, man. When it happened, when this thing again like resurfaced and got back this year in January, the way he came out and had that address to the nation, we are going to be victorious. What did he say? What was it?
He says there's going to be a vigorous response.
Vigorous response. What vigorous?
You don't have any freaking weapons. Shut up, man. What vigorous response?
He stood there with all confidence and with all prim and proper suit and saying we're going to be vigorous in the response. But the next time we heard from him was in March.
This freaking M23 has been dropping bombs on displacement camps for a long time, for years, since they re-insurgent in 2022, in the last almost 3 years.
Yeah.
They've been out here in North Kivu dropping bombs on displacement camps, I don't know for how long. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just because there was no invasion and no towns were taken, it was okay with Kinshasa. Kinshasa was just sitting there as they. Does Congo have an army? No, they don't. They call them FARDC or whatever the freaking FARDC say. They don't have an army. Those freaking, that freaking army of Congo,
Yes.
even in the days of Mobutu Sese Seko Wazabanga, the dictator who was in power in Congo straight after they took out Patrice Lumumba. Mobutu Sese Seko helped with that. And he was in power since the freaking Belgium, man. There's never been a strong army. You understand? Both Congo wars were lost. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The leader of Congo, the president, usually just freaking sits in Kinshasa, and he has to rely on certain confidants or certain generals that are also, or governors that are around Congo. Congo is huge. It's the second biggest country in Africa. That Congo River, for example, runs from Kinshasa, from the west side of Africa, practically to the other side. It goes up like this and practically to the other side into east rainforest.
Yes,
man,
it's huge, man.
You can be doing some shit there. You know, Congo has 26 provinces. Every single 26 provinces of the Democratic Republic of Congo is bigger than Rwanda.
That is something to think about. That little peanut country is causing so much crap.
The peanut country. If you didn't know, now you know. You heard it from the rules. You can fact check it. You can double check it with your peers or your parents. Who knows? So every single 26 province of the DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo, the creme de la creme, the richest country on the planet, every single 26 province is bigger than Rwanda as a country.
Yes.
Not bigger than Kigali, bigger than Rwanda. Some provinces that you've never heard of. You've only heard of Lubumbashi, you heard of this Kivu, you've heard of Kinshasa. There's so many more that you haven't heard of. We have snow in Congo. We have mountains, we have waterfalls, we have volcanoes.
Yeah.
We have volcanoes, we have Congo River. Congo River is so powerful, the hydro system. Congo River is so powerful that if well developed, it can provide electricity to the entire African continent forever.
That would be such a beautiful thing, goodness.
That's a big statement I made here, huh?
Yeah, of course.
That river is so powerful. It runs throughout Congo. If well developed, if everything is put in place, we can have electricity, not just Congo, the whole of Africa, man. Forever. If like I said before, if we remove corruption out of the fabric of the veins of the Congolese people, and some genius brains come out here and start to run and manage things well, that's the dream that can be attained. But we also know that the freaking West, they don't want that.
They would block that. They wouldn't be a naysayer, say no. And it's also crap that even that they, the Western countries, they have the ability to still say, no, we cannot provide electricity to our own continent. It's
the thing is this. We want Africa to remain poor. It's the objective of us, the imperialistic countries, to make sure that you guys are always in a desperate situation. We sponsor some of those freaking militant groups out there. We want to be able to come out here and take those natural resources for dirt cheap.
Yeah.
Just like France was doing in Niger. We buy that uranium, 1 kilo per uranium, less than €1. The same grade, same purity, same kind, same everything. 1 kilo, when we buy it in Canada, we pay them €200. But you, African guy, €1 only. It's a slap in the face. It's a freaking insult. This is why you see Captain Ibrahim Traore is out here pissed off as hell. He couldn't give a crap about them. When a chosen designated Michael Langley comes out here and he wants to sweet talk. Another crazy thing that Michael Langley said in this interview in
Citizen TV in Kenya.
On Citizen TV in Kenya was the fact that he was saying, we care so much about the people, the African people. We want to put these countries in a position where they can be able to do things for themselves. Our goal, the goal of AFRICOM, is 50 years from now. We want to make sure. It's a freaking lie, man.
But what stupidity is he saying the goal that they want for Africa? That is what Burkina Faso and Ibrahim Traore is doing in Burkina Faso. Look, come on.
Exactly. Let me tell you something else. Why do you think there's almost 20 assassination attempts on Captain Ibrahim Traore? And do you honestly think that would come from the Burkina Faso themselves?
No.
If any of those Burkina Faso people, if any of them are involved in some of these attempts, yes, we understand there's always some rotten apples here and there. But the idea, the plan, whoever's orchestrating this, that shit is coming from outside. Definitely, look here, everybody has said it. Is that freaking Macron? Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traoré have said France is working with Ivory Coast with Alassane Ouattara.
Yes.
To come out here and use its own country as a freaking base to train some of these freaking jihadist groups or terrorist people. Look here, you see, that particular France, or maybe even the US, let's go as far as the imperialism, let's call them imperialism. They want to be needed.
Needed for what, man? You're just messing up the African continent.
They will come out here and say we have common values, we have common goals.
But they are getting richer.
We have shared values, we have common goals, we have the same enemies, we need to eradicate terrorism because it's a threat to our country. That's what they'll come out here and say. But they know damn well that once they are there, they will only get rid of the threat. They'll only do what they need to do to keep these enemies or these terrorists at bay, not to completely eradicate them. Otherwise, you, Burkina Faso, you will never need them there. They want to be there so that they can continue to loot the freaking natural resources, man. The truth is nice, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to be uncensored. Do we have a choice? I hate pretending. I hate freaking pretending.
Yeah, man.
You have to be real with these things.
Because what is Ibrahim Traore doing? He's doing things for the for the significant growth of Burkina Faso. He's expelled the French military forces from Burkina Faso, and he terminated any French mining contracts that were there, and he nationalized their gold revenues. He created all of those factories, and of course, recently, he just gave $179 million worth of agricultural equipment to the second largest city in Burkina Faso for free.
Yes, a lot of things.
Yes.
A lot of things is doing there. Kicking out the French, doing all those things within Burkina Faso to uplift the people, to make them work, to build the economy. So Captain Ibrahim Traoré, based on what you just said now, is fighting terrorists.
Yes.
And at the same time, he's giving free equipment to the people of Burkina Faso. He's building. So Burkina Faso is a city or a country under construction right now. And at the same time, fighting, it's the epicenter of terrorists. So this particular in the world.
When you say it like that, but when you actually speak to or hear from Burkinabe people, they are happy.
Of course they are happy.
Oh my goodness.
No, they are happy.
How is this the epicenter?
They are happy. It is in the border, in the Sahel.
Yes.
There's plenty of countries in the Sahel. So these terrorists, they seek refuge along the borders of these countries. Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger, around the Sahel. And every once in a while, they try to take up these towns here and there to continue to loot natural resources. But they don't go to Ouagadougou. They cannot, but they attempt also. They always attempt. And there's a lot of people who live in these outskirts, in these towns, you know, on the border. There's a border life.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of casualties there. There's a lot of casualties there because of these freaking terrorists. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the point, what I was trying to say, to echo the significance of what's happening here now, as Pan-Africanists, we are so happy that there's an individual out here who has dedicated his life. We're talking about 20 assassination attempts, 20 coups. That's a lot, man. He has dedicated his life to be fighting terrorists and at the same time to be building. Some people will just be happy with just fighting terrorists. You safe, right? You don't need new roads. Let's just focus on peace, okay? Let's just focus on safety. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's what some puppets in these freaking countries, yes, in Africa do. Like in Uganda, for example, Museveni has been in power for 40 years. The Ugandan people, if you go at them, they'll just tell you, Patrick rules. Leave us alone. We have peace. You have peace, but you're poor.
You think you have peace.
I talk to the north of Uganda, but you're poor. You don't have what you deserve. You deserve more. This president of yours, or the supposed dictator of yours, has been there for 40 years. It's causing chaos in the Great Lakes. You people are not doing anything about it. Only the smart Ugandans will come out here and say, you're right, enough, we need change in Uganda. But the thing is this, a lot of these African people, yes, I have the right to call you out. A lot of African people misunderstand this freaking peace for liberation.
Yeah.
That's why I love Julius Malema of South Africa, the economic freedom fighters.
Yes.
We're out here to fight for money also, huh? Yes, it's not a war-torn country, and there's definitely not a white G-side here.
Definitely not, people.
But our people live in townships. There's no water. There's no sanitary towels. There's low shedding. There's no electricity. There's no education. A lot of people are uneducated and living in township. This is why the level of crime is so high in South Africa. So we need change. Don't misunderstand that freaking peace. What peace? There's no peace here. Just because you're not in an outright war like Russia and Ukraine doesn't mean like your life is cool. There are things to do here. Most of all these puppets have all brainwashed these citizens into just believing that as long as there's no war, what are you complaining about?
Yeah, man.
Like Museveni said, why you want to disturb us? We give you cheap food. Your country is safe. Leave us alone.
We are working here.
No, we want free education. You want too much, huh? An African leader will talk to you, especially like you said before once. Remember what you said about elders and youngsters?
Oh, yes. They talk to each other and, respect me. I am the elder.
You must bow down when you come and see me, huh? Young men, bow down. Hello.
Whoa.
They treat their own peers in these government institutions with that kind of expectation.
Yes.
Because I'm older than you, I don't care if you have that position. I'm older than you.
You must listen. It's a cultural thing.
Africa, calm down. Me, I don't, huh? Me, I'm a rebel in that aspect. I'll be like, respect what? You are late, man.
You have to show me something that I have to respect first.
I left the papers for you to sign 3 days ago. You didn't sign it, and now you're coming to this department to accuse us of not doing our work.
Go check your desk, man.
Go check your desk, man. You're late. Hello, Egbon. You see in Nigeria, they say it. Hello, Egbon. While respect is cool, we love respect, but they take advantage of that.
Yeah.
These puppets in Africa.
That is, yeah. It's something I really don't agree with.
May God protect and bless Ibrahim Traore forever. One Traore, one Africa. I love that, huh?
Yes, much love, Samuel. That's nice.
That's very nice. That's very nice. I like that. Guys, support the channel. Send some super chats here. Let's see who'll be the first to send the super chats. We still haven't had a super chat. 1 hour in. 1 hour in. And I even forgot. I didn't even check any super chats here. Anyway, he said something very important. May God protect and bless Ibrahim Traore forever. One Traore, one Africa. We don't need a bunch of Ibrahim Traores. Hello?
Yeah.
One is enough. It will give us a reason to unite.
Yeah. He will be the one that everyone will stand behind.
Listen up, my African people. We don't need an Ibrahim Traore in Cameroon or in Equatorial Guinea or in Sudan. We already have one Ibrahim Traore. Let's all unite around that one. Let's stand in solidarity with this particular one, because this particular one has proven himself already. And I love the momentum. I love the fact that everybody's out here recognizing that. Look at the work already that he's doing for the people of Burkina Faso. What Captain Ibrahim Traore does in Burkina Faso inspires me as a Congolese. Yes. That is big, huh? Proud to be an African. At least there's an individual out here. There's a head of state, not a puppet, not an elder. The youngest president in Africa. This guy is out here schooling puppets that have been sitting on these thrones for decades. The day Paul Biya will cease to be the president of Cameroon, I'll be very happy. The day that Museveni will cease to be the president of Uganda, I will jump for joy.
Ecstatic.
The day that Sassou Nguesso will cease to be the president or the head of state of Congo-Brazzaville, I'll be ecstatic. The day that those Obiangs or those Ngumas of Equatorial Guinea will go home and sit down or perhaps go to a freaking old age home, the rules will jump for joy. Yes.
And
long
the
live
fact that
Captain Ibrahim Traore.
Ibrahim Traore is doing it with such ease. It's coming so natural to him to be able to, and I'm sure there's a lot of talking behind things, but when you see him in public and he's with his Burkinabe people, it seems so effortless.
Because look here, this guy is an angel, huh? He's an angel from above.
Yeah.
He's out here to look here. He said, I don't want to change my salary. I'll still take the same salary that I had when I was a captain. I'm still a captain. No suits here. We don't need no freaking suits. He actually said something very important. And my African people need to pay attention to this. He said, Burkinabe, we are not in a democracy. This is a revolutionary period.
That's exactly what's required. Change, revolutionary. We need to make this changes fast and hype it up.
Those founding forefathers left us
A mess.
a mess. They left us documents that hold us down with these imperialistic countries. We need to come out here and say no. The only way we will be liberated is if c'est la be a patriot or we lose our lives. It's patriotism or it's death.
Yeah.
That's the motto, that's the slogan in Burkina Faso. La compréhension ou la mort.
Yeah.
It's patriotism or it's death.
It's almost similar to what Julius Malema even said last weekend when he was in the Free State with his comrades, and he was interviewed after after that speech. He was saying, "It's a revolution. I'm a revolutionary activist. I prepare myself for that. I prepare myself to either be alive or not alive. This is the time for change."
He said, "Me, I'm already dead, man. I died long time ago."
Yeah.
What you're looking at here now is somebody who understands that. I'm here to fight for this. Kill the boer, the farmer. Kill the boer. This guy, he's saying, kill the boer, kill the farmer, and he's dancing. He's dancing. That's the way he puts it, and he's dancing. I mean, if somebody says something like that, it will be. Why don't you arrest that guy? Hey, Trump, we have a court system here. That's a liberation song. That is a struggle song. The highest court in the land of South Africa has already ruled on that song. Those are struggle songs. There's more.
Yes.
They want us to continue to sing these freaking songs that doesn't move them. It's like, let them keep, they are busy singing, let them sing. No, you need to come out here and sing songs that gets the freaking attention.
Yes, man, you need to dance it on a big stage.
You need a freaking song that will disrupt or change the mood of that freaking Oval Office. Only songs like Kill the Boer, Kill the Farmer will come out here and be played in the Oval Office. Do we have your freaking attention now? The 90% of black South Africans are out here saying repatriation of land without compensation. It makes no sense that the 7% of a country is out here running or owning 80% of the land. So many freaking townships. No wonder the crime rate is so high. These Afrikaner Boers who are out here living a privileged lifestyle but playing victim, a pity party, are greedy as hell. Is Stalin coming to South Africa? I wish it wouldn't, but I'll tell you something else.
Yeah.
This goes to what I was telling you before. You know where I'm going with this?
Tell me.
You know where I'm going with this?
I think so.
Oh, come on now, you should know. What did Elon Musk do? What did he announce?
Oh, Elon Musk, what he just recently announced a few hours ago was saying he's leaving Dutch. He's not a government employee or contractor for the US right now.
Yes. Elon Musk wants to leave. Oh, I don't know if his days were numbered already. I think it was 130 days. I don't know if it was an agreement, so there couldn't be conflict of interest or some shit like that. But there's a breakup. They call it a breakup between him and Trump.
Yes.
I suspect it's perfect timing for this Musk guy because he wants to be able to then really truly also operate Starlink in many of these African countries. You know, especially also in that South Africa. Where his father lives, understand?
Yeah.
Those Elon Musk and that South Africa, they have great freaking ties with the apartheid regime. They benefited from the apartheid regime. So they want to come into South Africa with Starlink and control everything. And control.
Yeah, and the way that guy also says that Elon Musk's father, oh my gosh, he looks just like Johan Rupert. Same sort of mentality.
The way what?
The way Elon Musk's father, the way he sits, I've seen interviews of him, and the way he talks, it's the same sort of style as what Johan Rupert is. He's very controlling.
Elon Musk's father. They're like controlling.
Yeah.
He worked in his previous, not, I was about to say in his previous life. When he was young, he also worked in a lot of African countries. Guys, like the live, double tap, share the live. Don't just sit there and just continue to take this information or this entertainment for free. You're just sitting there. Come on, guys. Something in my spirit just told me, wake your audience up. Come on, guys. You guys are just sitting there, just listening. Come on, like the live or double taps and the super chat to do your thing or participate. Join our Discord, become a member and all the 9 yards. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, because who knows if you guys will see me again. Yeah, this is an authentic place. Huh? So anyway, Starlink, we don't want Starlink there because
Starlink, yeah, but it looks like it's going there.
national security issues.
Yeah.
Suddenly your apps will not work. Why? Because freaking Elon Musk is at work. Elon Musk is back in South Africa.
He's
no
busy snooping.
Yes, he's not longer. So now we can come out here and say, okay, Starlink is operating here now, but it doesn't work for the U.S. government anymore. So he's not going to share any sensitive information.
Bullshit.
Because before they would probably suspect him for sharing certain national classified information with a foreign government. So how can I clean myself? I can't exactly be working for the US government and then I have a freaking spying survey type of a company in another country. That's conflict of freaking interest. I mean, national security vibes. Those ones, they'll be able to just shut down certain freaking areas of South Africa so that you don't get the news, especially during election time.
Oh, imagine when Julius Malema runs again for president in that campaign timing.
Shut down the internet on that side. That EFF. What does that EFF wants to do there? Shut it down there. We run this space now. We're going to get in, and once we get in, we're going to buy that company out of this space. We're going to buy that one. We're going to buy that. We're going to offer them, look, I told you I'm a billionaire. I'm the richest person on the freaking planet. I'm taking South Africa now. Johan Rupert has already said, we need Starlink.
Please, Elon.
The richest person in South Africa, that Johan Rupert that was in the White House, we need Starlink. Hey, who's in charge in South Africa? It's the richest people. It's not those freaking aims. It's not the aims. Johan Rupert is the one who sponsors. Look, Cyril Ramaphosa, the president of South Africa, is a puppet for Johan Rupert, man. I'm telling you.
I told his predecessor.
Look, this biggest trip, this is the biggest trip of the year, the biggest foreign trip of the year for the South African delegation for Cyril Ramaphosa. Guess what? Where are you going? To the White House? I'm coming. Make it look like Trump wants me there.
Just say whatever, but I'm going to stand there.
I'm coming there. And that's why Johan Rupert can say stuff like, he can refer to Cyril Ramaphosa like, I told his predecessor, talking to Trump about his own president.
Yes.
He says, I told he, he's referring to Cyril Ramaphosa as he, I told his predecessor. He looks at the Minister of Foreign Affairs. I don't know if you guys watched the whole thing. The Minister of Foreign Affairs who was sitting on the couch.
Just in front of him, yeah.
Next to Cyril. He even taps him on the shoulder. Talking to Trump, he taps this black guy. Sitting on the couch. He says, and this one used to hang out with that rebel you saw in the video there. But look how he's turned out.
He's turned the leaf.
He's turned the leaf. Look how he's turned out. This is how a businessman in South Africa is talking about the highest people of the land.
That's government.
That's the president.
Yo.
I told you tell these presidents what to do. I told his predecessor that he didn't want to listen. And this one used to hang out with that Malema. Look how he's turned out talking to Trump. So, Mr. President, he came to speak on behalf of South Africa.
Yeah, but that's honestly, that's like an African thing. African thing where people think they have money. They can just talk to people like that however they want.
What?
Just
What do you mean
because-
African thing? You
It's
mean
an
Afrikaners?
Afrikaners thing, sorry, yeah, that's an Afrikaners thing. Just because they have money, they can just say, you know. They
Most
can
people
talk
are like
to-
that.
Yes.
Most people are like that when they have money. I said I'm coming, man. Just wait. Okay, look, okay, fine, I'm not coming. Look, if you're going to force me, then I won't come. You're putting pressure on me. I don't like people to put pressure on me. Of course, because you have money. you want special privilege. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, it's like that. What's the time here?
Oh.
Can you guys believe it that where we are right now, it's 3 a.m. in the morning? Okay, thank you very much for joining us. Catch us tomorrow. We'll come in early.
For sure.
Yeah, and we'll talk more. We'll talk more about many issues. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Thank you for joining. We appreciate you so much. Thank you for liking. Double tap, like the live, do your thing. Become a member. Subscribe, huh? Become a member. Meet us in Discord. When you become a member, join the Discord and let's do our thing.
Yes. Much love, everyone.
This little, there's what's his name? Dick Nick. Is it
Digger Nick.
Hello, can you fix my brain? Oh, Dicker.
Digger.
Digger. Can you fix my brain? Yes, of course I can fix your brain. I'm a neurologist. Right now, where you are right now. Where is it written?
In X.
On X.
Yes.
Same username right now. Rule like Patrick. Go to X and look at my bio. It will say the neurologist. Neurologist for African unity. Because I need to change the minds of the people. I need to awaken the people. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, it's the truth. I'm a neurologist. All right. Merci beaucoup. Clock and Swagger. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Do they? Tom. Hello, Tom. How you doing, Tom?
Yes.
Well, Effie, what up, Effie? What up? All right, there was a bunch of you guys, but I didn't see all these comments. Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate you guys. God bless, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Put your notifications on and subscribe.
Yes. Much love, everyone. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Boom.